Hey guys, welcome to the One There Was Talent. Haven't made a video in a while. Hope you guys are all doing well. A lot of symbolism in this album. I'm very hesitant to put it up because I'm Christian. I've said this in a lot of my videos. But this song is all right. Believe me, there's a lot of songs I'd like to do. Rime of the Ancient Mariner. You know what? Back in the 1980s, well, my brother's about 10 years older than me, and he would play things like Metallica, and I would hear this song. You know, his door would be closed, and I remember all these songs, and it rubbed off on me. And you know, I had a lot of their albums, not all of them, but you know, I had it on a tape, on a cassette, and I bring it to school in my Walkman, and this was a particular one that I really liked. And I remember riding around in my friend's 68 Camaro, and we would listen to this song. This song is really long, Rime of the Ancient Mariner. Excuse me. I'm going to find what he means, and then we'll listen to the song. This is an extraordinarily long song at like 13 minutes and 35 seconds. And pardon me, my back is out, so I'm quite uncomfortable. Let's check this out. It's a really long song. You know, it's longer than, I believe it's longer than Stairway to Heaven, and it's their longest song. Let's take. I really like this song because of the structure of it, and you'll see like the structure of it from the beginning, the center, and then the end. You'll just see it. It just goes so well together. And I'll try to explain it the best I can as it goes along. So I decided to go to Reddit instead, because sometimes there's a lot better explanations. Plus, you know, they're from people who are probably the same age, older, maybe even younger. I'll be 46 in 3 months, so I do remember a lot of Iron Maiden. The days when people walked around like I had long hair. Where there were still headbangers walking around. Okay, you don't really see that much anymore. So what does this guy says? Rime of the Ancient Mariner, song discussion. Rime of the Ancient Mariner is, and pardon me guys, my volume on my music, I can't, there's nothing I can do about it. I never changed it. It's loud. I'll find out by the next time I make a video. Rime of the Ancient Mariner is the 8th and final track of the album Power Slave. Written by Steve Harris, the song is based on the 1798 poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge by the same name. 2 of the verses are also direct quotes from the poem. It was the longest studio song by the band for 31 years, lasting 13 minutes and 45 seconds, but was ultimately dethroned by Empire of the Clouds from the Book of Souls, clocking at 18 minutes long. So, Rime of the Ancient Mariner made his last appearance live on Somewhere Back in the Tour 2007 or 9, in which Bruce Dickinson described the song as the closest thing you can get to an Iron Maiden symphony movement. Let's see what other people say. Best song ever. Lots of people like Hallowed. I think it's like Hallowed Be Thy Name. As a number 1 of all time. Far more complex, longer than anyone thought it would be, but it just flows from the very first note to the last. I agree. And the way it slows down, I love the way it slows down. I don't think there's any better heavy metal music song by anyone. That's arguable. That's debatable. And the fact that this is a highbrow subject done in a way which thoroughly honors the source material makes it a masterpiece. I agree with that poem. It could have easily been a farce, something someone would be embarrassed to play due to it being so corny, but no. Anyways, so what is it about, though? Let's find that out, because we're just talking about music really here. Let's see what Rime of the Ancient Mariner is about. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner is a long poem by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. What is the rhyme? What's it about? The story presented in the poem is narrated by a sailor, a mariner, who is compelled to tell his tale to certain people he encounters. The ship on which the mariner works experiences good fortune until the mariner shoots a friendly albatross, I don't know if that's a seagull, with his crossbow. After this event, the ship and its crew seem to be cursed. Can you imagine the things that have happened on ships that we just don't know about? And let's look at what does it teach us. Let's just look at this. I'll read this quick. The main point of the poem is that all creatures are important to their creator. No matter how unattractive or lowly, everything on earth has been made by God and should be treated with respect. The Rime of the Ancient Mariner shows that a thoughtless bad act can have lasting repercussions. I agree. As people like to call karma, I'd like to call God. The mariner sins when he kills the innocent albatross, and he's unable to escape the lasting burden of the sinful acts, trapped at sea. So there it is. Now you know pretty much everything about it. I'm going to try to get the video with words. There, I found it. And respect to the person who has done this. Pardon me, guys, while that song is so long. I have to eat at the same time, so don't mind me. I got the words here, so now you know what this is all about. He shoots an albatross, some kind of bird, with a crossbow, and then they're cursed. Let's see. I had to get the words with this so you could see what's going on. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's going so quick. Though the words are so quick, I missed some of it. But, and to tell you the truth, up to this point, I've never really looked at the lyrics as many times as I've listened to this. What a beginning, eh? It's just boom, like there. And it's building nicely. So the mariner selectively tells people the story. Let's just keep listening.
His ship makes cry against what he's done.
You know what? I studied, self-studied World War II, and I heard a lot of different stories about people trapped at sea. Horrible, horrible stuff, both in the Atlantic and the Pacific. The picture the Pacific and all the sharks, even then the Atlantic and all the sharks. People out there for days, sometimes weeks. Can you imagine being on a boat like uh, I think probably any time? It doesn't matter as futuristic as things are, right? I don't think they would be much different than being on one of those old ships, on one of those old tall ships. Because picture the superstitions that happened, right? Oh, look, he shot that bird, and now this is happening. All the different superstitions, right? And all the luck when it really isn't attributed to that, but you can just imagine, right? Before I play this next chorus, the way that this second part of the song has begun is I find excellent structure. This is the second time he does this, and it sounds so good. I just, it's just you get right into it, right? I think you know what I mean. I'm just gonna back it up a bit and listen to the way verse comes into this. It's just out of nowhere. I can't do it. I have problems with my throat. So wait for this too. Never say life and death, they throw their dice for the crew. She wings the mariner and he belongs to her now. Hey, crew on my word. They talk down dead. 200 men. She life and death. She lets him live. Her chosen one. Wow, what a build-up, eh? And what's this? This sounds very cool.
drop down one by one.
What you heard there were the two verses, what I read earlier. They said there were two verses in this from that poem, and that was it. This part of the song, it does such a good job, you know, with the creaking and the, I don't know what you would call it in guitar-wise, very low sounds. But it makes you feel like you're in a haunted house. But it gives you an idea of what it would be like. It's really haunting, eh? It's really haunting, and it gives you an idea of what they were going through, right? Or what it would be like in that kind of situation when you're lost and people are completely depressed because they don't know what will be. They do such a good job in this song. This probably is the best Iron Maiden song. And I guess I call this the middle of the song.
Albatross falls from his neck, sinks down like lead into the sea. Then down it falls, comes
Wow, man, what a powerful riff, and what a powerful riff and the words that are with it. After that haunting section, right? And then all of a sudden, so it's like it comes back and he's got another, what would you call it? Another height to the song. Sorry, what I'd say is you would think that maybe this is the end of the song, but it's not. There are a lot of twists and turns in this. I do, one of my favorites is Joe Satriani because, you know, for solo, right? Because he has, I don't know, he could have 10 in a song. But when there's words in it like this, anyways, excellent job. I have to reverse that because I find that excellent. Just it's like he's trying to find a way back into the normalcy of the song from the beginning. So I'm going to play that again. That sounds amazing, man. If I can. Nobody. Beautiful. apologies, guys, for rewinding it too far, but it gives you an idea of how they like transitioned. It was into that last part there. I thought that was masterful. There's a lot I could say about this. I'll get to the song in a second. The reason I don't do so many heavy metal bands because like I said, I'm Christian. And I see, like the pyramid symbols and all that. You're gonna say, oh, that means nothing, but yes, it does. You see in the song, he talks about God. So, anyways, I pick songs that don't have any, satanic agendas inside of it. So this song, I think it's this song is one of a kind. Every band, Iron Maiden, Metallica, all of them, all of the big ones, they all have a masterful song. So think of like the song Orion, right, by Metallica. I think these would be about equal on par with each other, right? And but the length of the song and just the way it was structured is so nice. Yeah, I'll get to the song in a second. There are stories. Okay, so it's sad that we don't have songs like this anymore because, what do we have now? Electronica, and we have rap and hip hop and all that type of stuff. Just things to get our imagination going like this are not really here. Well, I'm sure there are some people doing some stuff, but you probably barely hear about it. I'm not into that stuff anymore. I still listen to these songs. Excuse me, but I don't search for these types of songs. Wow, what a haunting tale! And so, I know quite a bit about World War II. Can you imagine there were like over in total there were like probably 12 to 15,000 ships that were 2,000 tons to 10,000 tons. Those are big ships. Those are ships that are at least the size of a destroyer. You can imagine the stories that came out of there. There were men that were out there for 3 weeks in the cold Atlantic. I heard a story. There was a man who he was torpedoed on a boat, and he was like one of two survivors. They pick him up in and not just any boat, but a warship, something like a destroyer or something like that. Torpedoed. He survives again, goes out. Another picks him up, torpedoed 3 times. Can you imagine that? So there are a lot of stories like that. And I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Unbroken, but you can see them fighting the sharks in that in the Pacific. You can imagine all the people struggling through the oil of ships and stuff like that when they're hit with a torpedo, right? If they're hit in that area. So what would I say about the song itself? I like the way the song begins. It's just like boom, right there. I love songs that start out immediately, like a high tempo right away. They did that, and I love the middle section of this. It's just amazing. It's classic. It's classic. It's haunting. It gives you many ideas, right? And that's what it did to me as a kid. This is why I listened to this throughout my teens, 20s, and more in my 40s. But the way that transitioned in the end there, it kind of built up and then transitioned and went right into the normalcy. Like the end. I like when people, if you're looking on a linear line, right? It begins this way and then it starts at a certain pace, and then it does everything it does in the 2/3 of the way in, sorry, like halfway, and then right before it gets to the end, it breaks in and it just goes into that normal tempo again. I'm not the best at the terminology with music, but I can still explain. And anyways, I don't know if anyone else has done Rime of the Ancient Mariner, but it was probably due if it wasn't. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Take care.